Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Quintillion. I am going to do a short video on retelling a story. When we retell a story, we tell the important events of a story. It's also called sequencing. You can see that on the video. It's what happens in the story. We often do this in life too. We can retell events, but when it's very important to retell a story in order. And that is called chronological order. That means that when you're retelling the important events of the story, you tell them in an order that makes sense. Down here at the bottom, I said use words like first, next, last, or beginning, middle, and end. That will help the reader of your retell be able to understand what you're talking about. We're going to retell the story of I took my frog to the library, because that's something that we've all read last week. So I took my frog to the library. First, we're going to retell in picture form. Okay? Here's a picture, and I'm going to drag it in so you can see it, of the little girl who's coming to the library. And we know what's in the box, right? She brings her frog to the library. That's the first thing that happens in our story. So we would say first, she brings her frog to the library. If we pull in this picture set, we can see that she's also bringing other animals. And if you remember, some of them were quite silly. This is in the middle, and she brings a collection of other animals. Right? Here's the elephant and the snake that's shedding its skin. So she's bringing both of those. We don't have to name all of the animals that she brought. We're just going to put those two in there because we're doing a very quick retell. At the very end of the story, she lets her animals stay at home. And at home, you know who reads? The elephant. And everyone has a good time. So once again, our retell with pictures, beginning with our character taking her frog to the library, middle with the snake and the elephants, but we can also imagine some of the other animals that have come to the library with her. And in the end, they all stay home and the elephant reads. The last part is putting it in words. You could draw pictures when you retell, but you also need to sometimes put it into words. So I have some words here, and we're going to be doing an activity like this at school, and you're going to be doing one at home. So the very first activity that you're going to click and drag is going to come up here. The first activity is Bridget took her frog to the library. That's what we saw in the picture, right? Then the next thing that she does is that I'm in a little trouble clicking and dragging here. She just a second. There it is. Didn't want to work. Next thing she does is Bridget keeps taking her animals to the library. Remember all the different animals, and if you can picture them in your head. We don't have to say, once again, all the animals by name. We just say she keeps taking them to the library. Okay? Then the next thing, the librarian tells her that she's welcome at the library. Right? The librarian says, come to the library. But she needs to bring or keep the animals at home. And then the last one is, so finally or last, is when Bridget goes to the library, the animals stay at home and the elephant reads to the animals. So now we've done beginning, middle, and end. And they're in order, or they're in sequence. That's what we do when we sequence an event. That's what we do when we sequence or retell a story. We will be doing some more of this at school and at home. All right? In the meantime, think about your stories and retell them to someone. Thanks, boys and girls.